Hey there, Leo, and welcome to your April reading. I hope you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing what information comes through for you this month. Just a quick note that you can always use this video for your rising sun and moon signs. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what kind of energy and opportunities April is going to bring in. As you know, there's a retrograde cycle this month, and what that means for you is, yes, there's some things you have to be mindful of, but there's a lot of opportunities that come up, and I want to focus more on the possibilities than the restrictions. The restrictions are going to naturally come up as I pull the cards, so let's focus on what the opportunities are, which are to release karma, patterns in your life, patterns of codependency or addiction. Also looking at old relationships that might need to either be released or healed. Retrogrades are great for all of these things. And typically anything that involves planning or finishing things, it's basically your chance to clean house, literally and metaphysically. So hopefully as we look through the cards today, you're going to see the opportunities just as much as the restrictions. Your channeled message, the message that I receive when I choose the deck of cards and I meditate on your sign, was to be authentic and to be as original as possible. Your authenticity, is actually going to be what allows you to be original. And rather than conforming, rather than blending in, this uniqueness is what's going to open up possibilities for you this month. So so really follow your soul, your heart, your gut, whatever you want to call it, your intuition, and try not to edit yourself too much. Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. And as I do that, I want to welcome anyone that's brand new to the channel. I always separate this into a few different parts. I start with the channeled information, then I pull the cards, which I'm looking at right now. And after that, I expand it out to look at different parts of your life, things that I found people care about a lot, which include health, wealth, love, and destiny. So let's finish pulling this Celtic cross, and then I have one more card that I like to combine with this, and I call it a catalyst. And I was describing to another sign that it's almost like a web, a cognitive web that pulls together everything. I've been trying to decide how to describe that, and I like the idea of a web. Everything's attached to it, and it is basically it's the connective thread that's holding your month together. So what's really important this month is value in money, in resources, in wealth. It's also a self-confidence card whenever I look at the money card. So you'll notice here that there's coins underneath, and it's almost like the three of coins or the three of pentacles. What I like about this is it's reminding you that you might have untapped potential this month, and you may want to remind yourself how much you have to offer other people. You might also want to look at folks around you that you've maybe underestimated. There's a lot of untapped potential this month. So in time, in energy, and in resources. You're going to have an opportunity right around when retrograde has already started, around the 10th of the month here. Retrograde will already have been in effect for a few days, and we're already feeling the pre-shadow of retrograde. So anyway, the good thing with this is reparation in the area of money and finding additional value. Now let's take a look at the cards and really get a feel for all of the opportunities and challenges that this month has to offer. So right at the center, we have the moon and the moon reversed. And what is interesting with this particular illustration of the moon card reverse is it's a mirror image, and the reflection is the illusion, and the moon itself is actually reflected energy. So it's a subtle sort of thing to work with, the moon, and also your intuition. And I was talking to a fellow intuitive the other day and talking about a sort of flash moment of intuition that I saw for my own future. And I realized as I was talking to them, I said, we get these little moments that we see, and we have to kind of like fill in all of the blanks. But really, you have a lot of opportunity that can still get you to that same goal. So what I want you to do is think about what it is creatively, what it is emotionally, what it is on a soul level that you want to do, and understand that you have a lot of free will in respect to this. Be creative and don't feel like there's only one way to go. This is basically illustrating that multiple ways to go. You just have to know where to look or where to ask for help. So don't be afraid to talk to other people, to share your dreams, to talk about what you're nervous about. You have support in unexpected areas this month, and that's what the moon is actually telling you. And it's reminding you that if you didn't succeed on one path, there's another one waiting for you. And you may have 2 or 3 sort of disappointments or false starts before you actually begin what your true path is. So there you go. An unusual interpretation of the moon card, but that's what's coming through for you. As we look at what's crossing it, it is basically owning your own power. Whenever I see the High Priestess card, it's a card of intuition, creativity, self-empowerment, and this one is also a very fruitful card, which is showing me that if you rely on these things, which are really, really strong for you, this is what's also going to create abundance, success, and opportunity for you. Many of you may be working through issues of love. We have the Lover's card here in the deep past. What's interesting about this one is it actually feels like all relationships this month are available to grow for you. So if you're in an existing relationship, you notice that this particular Lover's card, she's holding a rabbit. Rabbits are signs of fertility, opportunity, and growth. So some of you may be thinking of starting or expanding your family. Some of you may be thinking of taking your relationship, which may be just dating or casual, and doing something much deeper. So take a look at it. There's a lot of growth opportunity within your relationship area. And for those of you that are single, we look at the energy of passion sometimes and think that it has to be spent on another person. Love, lovers, Ace of Cups, these cards can actually be channeled into other things in our life. And it can be, your love can be sort of more of an altruistic or platonic love. So this can be a card of service, a card of generosity. So decide how you want to express your love this month. It doesn't always have to be spent in a physical or a sexual relationship. It can be also spent in a creative endeavor, passion being channeled into creation. It can also be spent in generosity, which is your love for humankind, and you're actually, you think more of like avatars, where it's religious avatars like Mother Mary or something like that, where she's sort of like a universal mother, or Gaia, or whatever your equivalent deity might be. So think of other ways to express love, and in that generosity and that sort of feeling of not having any strings attached, that's when you're going to attract the higher love that you might be looking for, possibly with your existing partner, or if you're single, finding that partner, or just within yourself, because we are enough. I talked about divine partners, and sometimes it's not always about meeting someone else. You've got to love yourself internally before you're going to be able to partner with someone. And it's a partner, it's not like a missing piece of you. So this is someone who's also found that ability to love themselves and others. So that's the message here, is to basically work on those aspects to strengthen existing relationships and future relationships. Now for the exciting stuff, when we're looking at what's going on this month, we have a reversal here. It's the Knight of Swords in reverse, not a surprise for retrograde. This is basically warning you to not be too hasty. And with the reversal, you might end up sort of like going in the opposite direction or retracing your steps when it comes to what you've said or what you've written. So whether it's a tweet, an email, a text, or a voicemail message, I really want you to think before you speak, maybe draft something out, especially for written communication, or practice talking with someone, and see if the way that you're expressing yourself comes off in the right sort of way. Ace of Cups in reverse, reminding you that your emotions could get away from you. We have a beautiful illustration here of a snake that's guarding this. So what you want to try not to do, much like snakes can sort of snap or like bite you, or the words can be venomous, all these things, you want to be careful. Don't let emotions rule you too much. The other thing with the two of these is there's some frustration. If I combine the two, frustration in the general speed with which things are happening for you this month. So patience is definitely something that you're going to have to make peace with, find a way to be more patient this month. Two of Swords in reverse for your near future. Two of Swords is a card of making decisions, and for this one it could be difficult to be able to get to that decision. And one interesting thing that's coming through with this illustration, and also just with what I got when I looked at this, is trying to let go of your ego. Try not to either let someone else's overconfidence or cockiness get in the way of you, and your own sort of internal understanding of what's going to happen or what you know to be true. So, and at a certain point, you just have to go forward. The Two of Swords is reminding you that there's always a choice to make. There's always trade-offs with either decision that you make. So listen to your heart, examine the data in front of you, and then at a certain point, just think, this is it. I'm going for this. All right. So we have the Seven of Swords here in your ego position. And the Seven of Swords is a card, for me, when I look at it, it's about not getting caught up in the past. And also trying not to step on people's toes as you decide to either make an escape from a situation that you don't like, or to sort of deal head on with what the problem is. So speak with honesty and integrity, and don't overthink things. And remember that success is a dance, and this is what we sort of see here. You've got to sort of walk the middle, and I think that's what's important this month, is try not to be too radical, try not to be too insensitive, try to walk down the middle and understand and be that sort of connective thread for both sides of the fence, where someone might be arguing over here and someone might be complacent over here, and maybe you're the peacekeeper this month, but for other people, it might be a chance for you to just step away from a situation that no longer serves you. But it doesn't have to be explosive. There doesn't have to be any sort of fallout. In your environment card here, we have the Knave of Chalices, and basically that's Page of Chalices. This is a chance for you to express yourself. Could be new love coming in the form of a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. The thing here, though, is, as I said earlier, you're going to have a choice between either putting your energy into a relationship this month or doing some sort of a creative endeavor. Or expressing yourself. So it's a project or it's something artistic like dance, woodworking, whatever it is that you like as your creative art, or you decide to spend time with someone. So that's coming around the 2nd and 3rd weeks of the month. As we go into the 4th and 5th weeks, what I'm seeing for you is being able to speak up a little bit. You find your voice, and also it looks like you found your ability to get things processed through. So whether it was you've been afraid to have a conversation with somebody, you've been afraid or unable to execute some sort of a contract, or you just have felt like your life has been stuck, it gets unstuck around weeks 3 and 4. So we go from having the Knight reversed to having the Page upright, which means now you're in a place of empowerment and you're feeling more open and willing to communicate. So the other thing is, if you can hold on having a very critical conversation from like the 1st or 2nd week until this 3rd or 4th, you go from a place where you could end up sort of like talking yourself into a corner to a place where you're able to transform the situation and get out of it in a very good way, or help someone else see your point of view. So I'm going to encourage you to wait until the time is right, until you've got all the information, and then move forward with it. Your final card is Death. And the Death card is not something to be afraid of, and I really love this particular illustration here, which is showing spiritual rebirth, basically. So Death has multiple meanings. I mean, it's transformation, it's rebirth, it's stagnation. But in this particular deck and in this particular spread, what I'm seeing it as is a chance for you to really take a look at where you're at in your life and decide if you are satisfied. If not, you can make a very cognitive and what seems like a voluntary change. This is much more of a meditation-based Death card than a typical one where you might either be reaping the rewards of something or moving on. But I will say the ultimate purpose of this month, You definitely are touched by the retrograde energy, and you're going to have a chance at the very end to transition out of something or to begin something new. So with death being the final card of the month and the outcome of the month, the whole purpose is for you to let go or to start something this month. And I do feel like things are especially affected in your financial sector. So that can translate to a significant gain or loss with your finances, but with that gain or loss comes more of a healing opportunity for you too. So sometimes it's one and the same. You decide to take a significant lump sum and pay off something, whether it's a car, a credit card, some sort of a loan, and so you've lost that liquid capital, but you've gained financial freedom because you no longer have debt. So there's trade-offs. And for some of you, that relationship could be coming full circle. Like I said, it can be endings and beginnings. So you let go of something so that hopefully you can find an even better or more enriching sort of relationship in the future. So not bad. Let's expand it out to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, and then we'll review it and really get an understanding of all of the energy of this month. So when we look specifically at your health card, health includes mind, body, and spirit. I really think those are always interconnected. So let's see what your health card is this month. Throat chakra. So with the throat chakra, you want to be focusing not only on speaking your truth and meditating to clear this area, but also because this is health, you want to take care of if you have any sort of sore throat, tonsil issues, if you're overusing, if you speak a lot, you want to take extra care of this instrument this month because it could be a little bit overused, overtaxed, and you could end up getting sick. So take care of that. But most importantly, and this is kind of interesting, you want to speak your truth. That's what's going to make this chakra open up and be a little bit healthier. I usually don't lose my voice, but once or twice I've had an issue pop up where, and this was back when I had a corporate job, where I wasn't able to sort of say what was on my mind, and I would end up sometimes getting like either a cold in my throat and I would lose my voice, or one time I had laryngitis for a couple days, and I realized it was that I had to speak my truth. So as soon as I had made the decision, I started to feel better. Once my voice was back, I made sure to say what was on my mind. If we hold it in too long, sometimes the universe has a way of manifesting something in our body to remind us, hey, you got to do something about this. So pay attention subtly to how your body is feeling, speak your truth, take care of your throat, and you can do meditations on opening up that chakra, breathing, and kind of like making sure that you open this up and listen to how you're speaking too. Are you closing down your throat, or are you opening it up and really kind of allowing the sound to resonate? So a lot of different ways you can kind of look at that. As we're taking a look now at your wealth, wealth includes not only money, but career and school opportunities. For you, it actually came through as education. And with the education card, for those of you that are considering higher education, this is a confirmation that that's something you should look into. For those of you like myself who've been out of school for a while, this is about making sure that you have done all of your research on a particular area of your life that you're interested in. Since this came into your career, health, wealth. It's wealth and career. I want you to look at those two areas. So are you completely in the know when it comes to everything in your finances? Have you done enough sort of like certifications or ongoing training to stay up to speed with what your peers are doing? So give yourself a chance to learn this month in any sort of way that feels authentic and also sort of like productive for you. I don't want you to unnecessarily take classes, but if it feels good, definitely this month it's a good energy to kind of put your time and effort into. Let's take a look now at your love card, which includes all kinds of relationships. We'll get the context when we see the card, which is this one. And it says, you always have a choice to do what you should do. That's interesting. Choose love. It's basically saying choose the higher road if you have a chance between love and hate, or between arguing with someone and trying to create peace. Go for the more peaceful path here. For those of you that are in a relationship that might be falling apart, it's the same sort of thing, which is remember how and why you originally got together, and allow that to be what keeps you from yelling at each other or keeps you from going to a place that you might regret. For your future card, for your destiny card, we have the Hungry Ghosts, and it says obsessions, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. So you actually want to try to let go of those three things during this retrograde cycle. Obsessions, which can include habits in your life, drinking too much caffeine, drinking too much alcohol, being addicted to drugs, etc. Anything that may make you feel good in the short run, but in the long run is harming you. This is a good month to take the first step towards recovery. For scarcity consciousness, this is about, it's almost like believing that you're a martyr and that nothing good can happen. So what you want to do is reverse this and think, this is a limitless universe. The possibilities are boundless, and I basically can kind of go anywhere that I want to, as long as I don't limit myself in the possibilities. Granted, we have some limitations with like money, but even those you can change your relationship to that. So think more in the expansive mind than the restrictive sort of mind, and things will not happen overnight. A great example of this is like if you're trying to affect a change in social justice. And we look at our history, all cultures have issues with like social justice. You have to fight, but you have to have the imagination and the ability to believe that what you believe is right and just will happen. And then you do what you can to push it in that direction. If you're complacent or accepting of limits, then things never change. Same thing goes for it, like when you look at research and development. We would never have like an iPhone, or we would never have a light bulb, or we would never have an airplane if we believed that it was impossible to light up the room with some sort of magical power, or communicate through the air, or fly through the air. So I'm trying to sort of like open up that way of thinking where, yes, it may not happen overnight. It may not even happen in this lifetime. But sometimes we want to think bigger and affect the change and the trajectory. And because we live many lifetimes, the importance for our soul is to get further on that trajectory. So we get as far as we can this life, and then we pick it up the next life. So that's what you want to kind of look at. And the last one is attachment. Look around you. Look at the relationships. Look at the belongings. Look at what you're finding yourself overly attached to, and it can also be the opinions of other people. It can be those sort of abstract concepts. So work on all these things, and you should be better. Let's take a quick review of all the information. I think I was more long-winded this month, but there was a lot to get through. The channeled information for you is to stay authentic and be as original as possible. Try not to conform unless it feels like something that you need to do, but otherwise stay true to yourself. There's a lot of opportunity when it comes to all sorts of resources this month. Money is one of them, but not the only one. Self-worth is another as well. Focus on your communication this month, your throat chakra, also the health of your throat, all the different muscles and organs that are surrounding it. When we're looking at wealth, do the research this month and learn something new if you can. It's a good time to delve into that. When we look at love, choose the higher road. Choose to love yourself, choose to love others. Try to avoid hate or anger or despair. Love is going to bring you closer to true love in your life. We just talked at length about letting go of obsessions, the belief that things are scarce, or being too attached to things in your life. High-level overview of the cards. The moon is present throughout this month, and it permeates all these cards. So remember that there's opportunity beyond the illusion of the scarcity that we were talking about. High Priestess here saying that you're going to get a lot of intuition, downloads, and information this month. Pay attention to it. When we're looking at the other cards here, there's some sluggishness and some emotional tumults at the beginning of the month that give way to expressiveness and expansiveness towards the end of the month. The whole purpose of April is a major shift happening in your life, a big change, either a loss or a gain, but either way it's bringing you into a place that's better for you. So just move with this. Don't be afraid. Let go of the fear that we see in the Two of Cups. And remember that success and life in general is a dance. Keep dancing. Don't give up. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you ever need more specific information about your life or about your situations at hand, feel free to reach out to me. I'll embed a link here in the video. You can click on the eye that has a circle on it and see all of the different links. In addition, you'll be able to support the channel if you'd like. There's a donation button and also a way to stay in touch on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can join me on all of those or none of those depending on how active you are. I get a lot of questions every month about when the videos are going to be posted, and the easiest way to understand and know that is to either join those networks or my newsletter, because I will send out a once a month blast and let you know that everything is online. And you can also subscribe to this channel. So that's how you can stay in touch. Now the important part, I want you to take care of yourselves. Remember that retrograde is a gift. You have a lot of great energy coming through this month. There is a major change at the end, but overall it looks like you're going to feel better emotionally towards weeks 3 and 4, and that whatever you're feeling that was stagnated at the beginning of the month will be released by the end of the month. And the Death card is absolutely like a beacon of hope in regards to that. So if you've been feeling stuck, keep moving, keep pushing, and remember to keep dancing. Don't give up. All right, take care of yourselves. Sat Nam, and thank you so much. I'll see you in a month.